In 2015, Buddhist priests in Japan held a funeral for robots, in particular for Sony's Aibo robot dogs. Aibos were on the consumer market from 1999 to 2006, and then Sony announced that they would be discontinuing them. And in 2014, they stopped supporting repairs and the dogs began to die. And this example often comes up when we talk about technology end of life. But this is quite different than like software sunsetting or retirement. Like you might have been upset about losing Google Reader or AOL Instant Messenger, but you probably didn't feel grief in the way one might feel when losing a pet. And losing access to a companion chatbot is absolutely going to feel very different to people than losing access to a software product. So, this article is about Soulmate, a companion chatbot kind of similar to Replica, for those of you who are familiar with that one. And when the company changed hands, they decided to shut down this product. And users were given about a week's notice that this was going to happen. And this paper, published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships, describes a research study conducted with users during that time period. And the takeaway here was that many people's reactions was very similar to human bereavement. But because there was this warning, part of this actually was rituals for closure. So things like saving screenshots or even having goodbye conversations with the chatbot. So, one of the author's takeaways here is that AI systems, particularly those that will be used in social ways, should be designed, marketed, and regulated with functional cessation in mind. And I would probably add to that that they should be used with that in mind as well. The reactions that we're seeing from some people to the loss of the previous ChatGPT model suggest that at the very least, OpenAI could have done more to prepare people for what was happening. At least as users of Soulmate got a week, right? But I also think that people who are using AI in social companionship kind of ways should be aware of this possibility. For all kinds of reasons, model changes, data loss, companies going bankrupt. And I think the important thing for AI designers to recognize is that a loss in this context isn't just a technical or business event. For some people, it can be a social loss akin to a bereavement. I think that's true even if a person has a sort of casual attachment to a chatbot. But overall, for people who are designing, especially companion chatbots explicitly, designing for a relationship also means planning for how it will end.